So I had an interesting weekend, to say the least. And yesterday, it being of course, I treat my birthday like my new year. I had some questions put to me that made me question a few things. So, with all the things that have been happening for the last 12 months, there have been four major people in my life who I don't really have around anymore. This is not necessarily a bad thing and not necessarily a good thing. It's simply, at this point, it just is. It's kind of how I've treated it. It's happened. All right. There's no turning back. Woohoo! But then a few things have changed. A few things have stayed the same. And I have to ask myself all sorts of questions just because it's one of those things everybody should do during the new year or their birthday or any sort of reflection, whatever you pick it. So then I'm coming to this point of, the friend said to me, here's some food for thought. Where do you want to be in 15 years? What do you want to be doing? Now look further. When you're 80 and sitting on the rocking chair on your porch, who's sitting next to you? I looked at her like, well, then the next sentence was, I know you don't plan on living that long, but what if you do? Do you still want to be starting new relationships in your 60s or attempting to create something concrete with someone? Or do you want to put down roots now? The reality of that is that I had some ideas and plans of what I wanted to do in 5. I actually saw what I wanted to do in 10. When I stopped to think about the idea of who's going to be sitting beside me on the rocking porch, on the front porch in the rocking chair, well, that creates a whole new line of problems. There are so many things that we could hope for, wish for, work towards, that anything could be possible when you start thinking of work and homes and families and things of that nature. But the reality of the situation is that if you're looking for something that's going to be long-term, somebody that's going to be by your side through thick or thin, then it's become, are you that person that could actually do that for someone else? Now that's the question I always ask myself. Am I the person that could actually be turning to look at you 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, and you're still happy to see me, or at least happy that I put food on your plate? One of those things that right now I knew the answer to. I was honest with myself when I answered the question. I'm pretty sure that the friend that asked me already knew what my answer was when she posed it. The thing about that is that just because I want something doesn't mean I can have it when it comes to people. So what's left at this point is for me to make sure that I am being that person that I want for the future. In 15 years, am I working towards being happier, healthier, still building, rebuilding, renewing everything that I am, continually making myself better so that I am available for another person in 10, 15, 20, 30 years. So then I'm going to have to ask you, have you ever stopped to think that even if you are married or single, that in 10 years from now, you're the person that you want to have next to you? Are you catering to your health and happiness so that you can share health and happiness with that other person for the next 10 or 15 years?